Hey y'all, 5 reasons why people will not return to your next event. So I have about 12 years experience in events. I've worked at the Fox Theater, at the Mapleton Amphitheater, at State Farm Arena, Theater Under the Stars. I worked on film sets for the past 12 years professionally. I've been in events since I was a child. With my parents. My parents was always doing stuff. Weddings, everything you can name, I done done it. But anyway, 5 reasons why people will not return to your next event. So you've already had an event, and then you're trying to have another one. You're wondering, why in the world? Wondering where people at. This is the reason why. So number 5, your event didn't. Hope I'm not going out. Sorry. Your event didn't start on time. So let me tell you how old I am. I went to Best of Both Worlds with Jay-Z and what's his face in Chicago. It wasn't in Chicago, but you know who I'm talking about, the guy that's in Chicago. Him. Yeah, okay. Anyway, so I went to Best of Both Worlds. It was years ago while I lived in Alabama. And that event was supposed to start at 8 o'clock. Baby, when I tell you Jay-Z and what's his face was on the stage at 8:03, and I said, Self said, I will forever come to a Jay-Z event because it starts on time. So if you have an event and you have people waiting outside and they can't get in, or you have an event and the door is supposed to open at a certain time and the parking lot is filling up and can't nobody get in, I know y'all think that's cute. Oh, look, they outside the club. Oh, look, there's a line outside the building. That's not actually cool. You have people who cannot stand that long. You have people who maybe can't be out in the cold. You have people that can't be out in the heat for a long period of time. I have been at the door working ticketing, and people be so upset that the event didn't start on time. You say doors open at 7, doors need to open at 7. Okay? I have been to some events where the artist was still practicing on the stage and people were coming in because it was going to start on time. Okay? Number 4, the venue. The venue was too hot. The venue was too cold. The venue was dirty. The tables were wobbly. The floors were sticky. The sound was too loud. The sound wasn't loud enough. The venue can make or break your event. The people be like, oh, no, I ain't come to the next one. Okay? Another one. Number 3, your staff is unprepared. So this means this could be a whole bunch of stuff. Your staff isn't dressed correctly. Like it's supposed to be a high ticket event, and they're in polos, or they don't look how they're supposed to be looking. Or if this is a classy event and maybe a lot of people have multicolored hair, or all the things that go along with that particular event. So your staff has to look a certain way. Your staff doesn't know what's going on. They don't know where the bathroom is. They don't know who's supposed to come in what door. They don't know what time it starts. They don't know what time it ends. They don't know who's on stage. So that's not good if your staff is confused. Another thing, your staff is rude. The first person that people meet when they come to an event is parking. Your parking people need to be nice. The person at the door, the hostess, needs to be nice. The person that's seating people needs to be nice. All them people need to be nice. From the parking lot till they walk out the door and they leave, everybody should be kind. Your staff is severely underpaid. So if your staff is severely underpaid, then it's kind of hard for them to get into the mood for your event, or be nice to people, or be present if they're not paid what they're supposed to be paid to even work there. Okay, so if you have an event, your staff needs to be well prepared. Your staff needs to be dressed correctly. Your staff needs to know what's going on. And one thing else that can make or break your event, why people will not come back, is if everybody's running around. If your staff is running around, nobody knows where anything is, that's frantic. You don't want to create that type of atmosphere for your event. You want everybody to kind of know what's going on, be calm and relaxed, and have the attendee list, or this is what we're serving tonight, all the things. Okay? Number 2, the reason why people will not return to your next event. You didn't have accessible seating. I say this every single time. You should always create a space for wheelchairs. You should always create a space for somebody that may have a cane, somebody that just had surgery. Always have those spaces for people that have accessibility. Do not assume when you're able-bodied that it's just not a big deal. That's the same thing I was saying earlier about starting on time. You got people standing outside who cannot stand. That is a problem. Sight and hearing. You want to put certain people in certain places. It may be too loud for them to sit in the back. It may be not loud enough. They may need somebody that does sign language. Think about that thing when you have your event, that it should be available for all types of different people. You also need elevators. You need to have access to the elevator. It shouldn't be an event where they can't get in if they can't get in. It should be a all walking event. No, you should have elevators on site. And back to sight and hearing. If you have somebody that has vision issues and they can't, and it's too dark in the venue. I had a good friend who was diabetic and was partly blind, and we were at an event and he couldn't see anything. And so he had to stand out in the lobby in the light lit area and listen to the show. He barely could do the stairs. Okay. Last but not least, the reason why people may not return to your next event, your show wasn't good. It didn't run the way it was supposed to run. You could tell the folks didn't practice. It just wasn't good. So I say all that to say I'm gonna do my best to come on here and talk about different events. Like I said, I have 12 years in the game as a strategic planner for events, and these are the 5 reasons why people will not come to your next event. Didn't start on time. The venue was horrible. Your staff was unprepared. You didn't have accessibility seating, and your show just wasn't good. Okay, bye.